Imagine back to when you were a child. You had no idea when a new game would come out, or if one was even being made. Or maybe you got a brief sneak peek at an upcoming game by looking through an old Nintendo magazine. You had no idea about the ideology behind it, the personal beliefs of the creators of the game, and honestly, you probably didn't even know where it was being made at. These were the simple times of gaming history, and one that is sadly long gone. Atomic Heart, a Russian idea that was made into a Russian game made by Russian individuals. The idea itself and the early development happening before the current climate between Ukraine and Russia is being dragged through controversy. There are many videos, but two that describe the opposing sides well are the videos "Please Don't Buy Atomic Heart" and "Please Buy Atomic Heart." I'll post those video links in the description so you guys can get a fuller, detailed explanation of these arguments. The arguments against buying the game range from "if you purchase this, you support the Russian war effort and this is Russian propaganda, they will also steal your data. Also, if you support this game, you must also support Hogwarts Legacy because that also is evil." The arguments for buying this game range from "there is no proof that they will steal your data and that the money goes towards the war effort" to "it's just a game," and saying if we buy this game, we support the government is like saying if we buy American-made military games like Call of Duty, we support the American government. Propaganda is the persuasion of the subconscious. It is everywhere, and we as consumers hardly even realize it half the time. What product makes us sexier, fitter, happier, more likable, more charming? We are bombarded by propaganda that purposely tries to hide itself in plain sight like a chameleon. And those agendas we don't see stay invisible, partially because there are agendas that are not trying to hide and instead want the visibility. Like Atomic Heart. Yes, it is a Russian-made game that puts players in an alternate universe where the Soviet Union succeeded, where you play a Russian protagonist and try to find out where this Soviet utopia went wrong. It has Soviet symbolism and probably at times will sympathize with the Soviet ideals to a degree. However, this is an alternate universe. If you need to make the Soviet Union in an alternate universe for the institution itself to be acceptable and likable, there's your sign that the real thing wasn't that great to begin with. Condemning people you don't know, assuming their motivation and intentions behind the purchase of this game, and instantly slandering them by associating them with the Russian war machine because they want to play a game that mixes what they loved about Wolfenstein and Bioshock into a Russian package is disingenuous. We see this well-intentioned but poorly thought-out argument in many forms. It is a fallacy. You may recognize it from the Hogwarts Legacy controversy, where the very community who claimed they were being harmed by the mere existence of this game went out of their way to cyberbully gamers who were streaming the game in their chat, send spoilers, and overall harass the people who just love Harry Potter, all because the creator of that universe doesn't share that community's said beliefs. I don't know all the answers. I don't know if our data will get stolen. It probably does because everyone else steals our data anyways, Russian or otherwise. I don't know if our money will go to nefarious people, but if we're going to talk about nefarious people, let's be honest, how good do you really think you are? I'm not saying that all evils are the same, because they are certainly not. But honestly, humans have inherent evil tendencies, and we find ourselves throughout history taking turns being evil to one another, both as people and as societies. Then after the evil is done and vanquished, that whole society is blacklisted for an undetermined amount of time. Then sometimes the society that was victimized by the evil one will do something evil 100 years later. It is a cycle, and I am not trying to make light of the suffering, pain, or sound black and white about this topic. I am just saying that I am tired of whole groups of people being painted as vile or evil just because they play a game or consume art that one group or another disagrees with, not based on the values or virtues of the art itself, but because of the art's creator.